Broken skies rolled overhead, and demonic voices called out from the skies like piercing screams of lightning and roaring booms of thunder. The Scions of the Flame fought to keep their temple's sacrificial pyres alight in the howling winds that came with the demon storm. Little did the Scions know that their temple was soon to be attacked. Through the thick forest surrounding their altar, hungering vampires stalked towards their quarry. The souls the Chaosfilth were sacrificing belonged to Nagash, and he would have his due. Battle was about to be joined in Age of Sigmar Warcry. In today's scenario, we're going to be playing with Victory Condition Reaper. At the end of each battle round, each player totals the wounds characteristic of enemy fighters taken down in that battle round. If one player has a higher total, that player scores 1 victory point. The battle ends after 4 battle rounds, and when the battle ends, the player with the most victory points wins the battle. We've also got a twist called Demonic Presence. In each hero phase, when it's your turn to use any wild dice, you can choose to draw upon the demonic power if your leader is on the battlefield. To do so, roll a dice and add the number of the current battle round to the score. If the score is less than 7, you can gain an additional wild dice, but if the score is 7 plus, however, you allocate 2d6 damage points to your leader. For the rest of the battle, players can no longer call upon the Demonic Presence. Lastly, our deployment for this is going to be Deadly Encounter. I'm going to be playing with the Scions of the Flame in today's game. I am going to play with, in my dagger, have my Blazing Lord, Brazen Champion, an Initiate with Brazier Weapon and Flame Burst Pot. In my shield will be a Fireborn with Sunblade and Chris, and the Inferno Priest. Lastly, in my hammer is going to be my Immolator and another Initiate, this time with a Morning Star. Joining me today to play a game is going to be Lauren. She's going to be playing with the Askurgan Trueblades. In her dagger is a Cursed Blood, and we've also got an Askurgan Ascetic with Charnel Mace. In the shield is the Askurgan Exemplar, an Askurgan Acolyte with Bonehilt Falchion, and an Askurgan Acolyte with Throat Taker. Lastly, in her hammer is going to be an Askurgan Pariah, Askurgan Aztec with Howling Glaive, and an Askurgan Acolyte with Throat Taker as well. Alright, and so we are all deployed on the table. So to start with, for the Scions of the Flame, I have my Blazing Lord, the Brazen Champion, and one of my Initiates on this side. Then I've also got the Immolator and one of my Initiates again. For the Askurgan Trueblades, we have one of the Ascetics and the Cursed Blood here. And then on the other flank of the table, we have the other Ascetic along with the Pariah and one of the Acolytes. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. Alright, so priority for turn 1, this is for the Scions, of which I get a quad 2 right off the get-go. I will take that. Unfortunately, the dude who uses quads in my force is not on the table. And then Lauren gets, for her faction, you get a double 1 and a triple 6 there as well. And so the only other thing in the action phase, neither of us are going to use our wild dice, which is, you know, a little bit disappointing because we do have Demonic Presence available to us, but at this point where we're still a little bit far away and not in the fight, I don't think either of us need or want to use it. So with that priority, I have 2 dice spare, Lauren only has 1, so it is going to be priority to the Scions of the Flame. So, first activation, I'm going to spend that quad 2 right from the get-go, and we're going to use Ignite further with the Blazing Lord. This allows him to give out an extra attack to any friendly fighter within 6 inch. He's then just going to, for his action, do a wait, which means he'll lose 1 action, but he has 1 later in the round as well. Alright, so to start with, first of all, for Lauren, she's activated the Cursed Blood, who's then used double for Terrifying Howl. This stops reactions being able to work nearby the model, And then you've just slightly moved him forward ever so. My next action, I've moved up the Initiate with Morningstar. I've got a 3-inch range, so I'm able to reach and attack the Curse Blood. I do need 5s to wound the model, however, and I just get the 1 wound, which will be 1 wound. Right, so Lauren has then spent her triple for Rush. This is going to allow the Ascetic to get in range, as they only have a 1-inch range with the Charnel Mace. So you're going to get 1 round of attacks with the Charnel Mace. So 3s to wound, and that'll just be a crit. 1 fail, so crit damage is on that 4.
Yes.
4 damage to my Initiate. Next, my Immolator will move up, and we're going to attack the Ascetic back. So 4 and 4, we need 4s. Oh wow. So yeah, he is dead, really dead. I just came in like a wrecking ball and immolated him. Right, you're then just gonna move your pariah back a little. Just waiting for some more friends to come on, because yeah, you've got like a rock and a hard place here, because you have to try and kill 15 wounds, and you've not really got the ability to do it with the range of your weapons and who's left to activate. So it's better just not losing anyone and going to try and kill stuff next round instead. So next, I'm just going to move the Blazing Lord up his last action for the round, and that'll be back to the Askurgans. And so your next movement is just one of your Acolytes there moving down, and then following that, I've also had one of my Initiates just come down here, hoping to be a little bit of bait for your reserves. And then you're doing the same, I think, with a little bit of bait there for mine. So I've just got the Brazen Champion to go. And then I just moved the Brazen Champion down there, and that'll be the end of round 1. Only 1 model's died, so the victory point will go to the Scions of the Flame with that, yeah, rather unexpected killing. Right, so beginning of round 2, our reserves come on. We've had the Askurgans come behind the ruins over here, and then we had the reserves for the Scions of the Flame come behind the ruins on the other side of the table. Board looks like this at the beginning of the round, so we will go into priority. And so, initiative for the Scions, I got a double 5, double 3, and 2 singles. Lionel roll for the Askurgans. Oh, quad 6. That is nice. 2 singles. Alright, so we're into the wild dice phase. I'm placing my first one down. I'm going to make it triple 5, and as I do this, I'm going to try and get demonic presence. So I now need to roll a dice, add the round number, and if it's less than 7, I get another wild dice. If it's 7 or more, however, my leader will take 2d6 wounds. So what do I get? A 1, I get an extra wild dice. So after all that, I then make a double 6, a triple 3, along with that triple 5, thanks to the extra wild dice I've gotten. Right, so to start with, for Lauren's dice, you've made a double 3 there, and you're going to elect to do a wild dice with demonic presence. You need a 4 or less, essentially, on the dice. You get a 1 as well, so you will get an extra wild dice. Now, it doesn't specifically say that it's capped in any way. We're going to play it that you only gain 1 wild dice for, I think, balance. I think that is the right way to play it, in the spirit of the game. Alright, so what Lauren does is the extra 1 effectively gets spent to become a double 1 there, but then you've got your extra wild dice still, so you'll still have 1 in the bank for next round. I won't, so I've got 1 single, you've got no single, so I'm actually going to get priority for the round. So I'm going to do a double move with the Blazing Lord to begin with, and he's then going to use my triple 3 for Ignite Further, giving the +1 attack to a 6-inch range of friendlies around him. Alright, so Lauren will then spend that quad 6 for Rampage on the Curse Blood, who gets a free move and free fight. Alright, so the Curse Blood, you're going to go into the Initiate first. Yep, so you need 3s. I am only defense 3, so that will be 2 and the crit, which will be 8 damage. On top of the 4 I've already taken, that will take the Initiative out. So now you are just going to do your regular activation attacks. You're going to attack the Immolator. So you are needing 4s this time though, however, because I am defense 4. So don't take a crit, so I take 4. You've got another attack to go as well. Needing 4s again. Will just be 2 regular that time. So it'll be 8 wounds on the Immolator. Right, I move up my Fireball with Sunblade and Chris into your Ascetic. I do need 4s to wound. So it'll just be the 2 regular, which will be 4 damage. Alright, so you are within 3 inch here with your Acolyte. So you're going to use Onslaught to give an extra attack to both your attack actions this round, which means he'll go up to a whopping 4 attacks. At Strength 4, Brazen Champion is Defense 4, so you will need 4s to wound me. Go for it. One more dice, I think. Alright, so you did get 2 6s and a 4 there before you knocked the dice with your last one. So that'll be 2 crits and a regular hit, which means it'll be 9 damage on your first attack. And then your second attack going will just be the 1 hit this time, which will be just 1 damage, so it will be the 10. So then move up my Initiate, and she's going to use Throw Firebomb at your Acolyte there. What this allows me to do is I roll 2 dice for each, for each 4 to 5. I allocate 1 damage point. However, because I used double 6 for each 6, it'll be 6 damage points. So, that will be 7 damage. Alright, you've then just moved up your Askurgan Exemplar and doing a wait for your second action. Right, so I moved the Inferno Priest up. It's going to attack the Ascetic in melee as well. We need 4s. We'll just get the 1, which will be 2 points of damage. Right, so your Ascetic is actually going to attack back. You're going to use Onslaught now. Who are you attacking first? So you've got 3 dice. You're going into the Fireborn with Sunblade and Chris first. You need 3s, which means they'll all go through there with a strength of 5. So it'll be 6 damage. And a second attack, you need to do 4 damage on this. So a crit or 2 hits will do it. 2 hits, 3 hits in fact, will take out Sunblade. I'm then just going to do a double move for the other Fireborn coming into that combat there. So you're then moving up the Prior, who's going to attack the Fireborn from behind. And so you needed 3s to wound, so there'll be a regular hit and a crit, so it'll be 7 points of damage to me. So my Brazen Champion moves up into your Acolyte. I'm going to attack them. I need 3s. That's a crit, and that'll just do the 6 damage and take him out. You're then just going to do a move with first of your Acolytes there. And then my last activation for the round is going to be an attack with the Immolator into your Curse Blood. I'm then going to spend his triple for Inferno. Hopefully I'm going to roll a 6. Oh, so close. You take a damage point though, I'll take that. And so 4 attacks, strength 4. I need 4s, hoping for lots of 6s again with this guy. I get 1, and then 1, so that will be 7 damage. Means I need to do 11 on my next hit. So essentially, I need at least 2 crits and a hit here. And no, I just get the hit, so I will do another 2, so that'll be 9, 10, 11 that you're on. And so, end of round 2, Lauren has killed 15 wounds worth of models, 25 wounds worth of models. I only killed the 12, so point is going to be to the Askurgans for the round. So it's 1-1 going into round 3.
Today's video is sponsored by Baron of Dice, high quality, specially made tabletop wargaming dice, suitable for a wide variety of wargames from Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings, Marvel Crisis Protocol, and Infinity as well, among many, many others. Baron of Dice have dice just about suitable for any occasion you have.
So, priority, this is for the... Oh, yes, that's what I want. That was for my Scions. I got a 555, that's it. Lauren rolls and gets a double 1, double 2, double 3. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to spend a dice to make a quad 5, and I'm going to try and use the Demonic Presence to give me some extra power. I need a 3 or less now. I got the 3, add the round number, that is less than 7, so I get the extra wild dice. So Lauren's electing to not spend any wild dice, so that means initiative will go with me, and I have a quad. So if you know Signs of the Flame, I'm pretty sure you know where this is going. I'm going to use Engulf in Flames with the Inferno Priest. So 6 dice, each of these will be 3 damage points, because it's a quad 5, half the value of the ability rounding up in damage. So each 2+, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I get to roll an extra dice, because there was a 6 in there. So 7 times 3, 21 points of damage. I think that Ascetic is dead. Then for my first attack action, I'm going to shoot the Pariah. I do need 4s to wound. Nothing. And I've got my second shooting attack action. I get the crit, which will be 4 points of damage on him, which will take him to 11 wounds.
The Pariah will respond with Onslaught going into the Fireborn there. So he's going to have 3 attacks in total now. At strength 5. So, in 3s. Got 1 hit so far. Not the greatest start. And going again. So that'll be 4 hits in total. So that'll be 8 wounds. So I'm going to activate the Blazing Lord next. He's going to go into the Curse Blood. We're needing 3s this time. So that'll be 2. That'll be 4 damage. So I'll take him to 15. We need to do 10 more wounds. So going again, that'll be another 6. So he's got 4 wounds left. Alright, so the Curse Blood is then going to attack the Immolator and is going to go with Onslaught. Now, I am going to say I'm using reaction here. And so I'm going to use the Scion of the Flames reaction here. For every hit that Lauren does with the Curse Blood, she'll take a point of damage. For every critical hit, she'll take 2 points of damage. That's cocked, that one, so you can re-roll that. But you've already killed yourself. So we'll work out how much you do. Then I'm going to go with the Brazen Champion, moving up behind the Pariah there. So that will be 2 hits for 6 damage. Taking him to 17 wounds. Alright, so you've moved up your first one of the Acolytes. You're going to go and attack into...
Yes.
Yep. Alright, so you need... Oh, 2 crits. There's 8 damage to my Blazing Lord. And then the Fireborn is going to attack. Literally just need to get a hit, and I get a crit. He is down the Pariah. And so I actually do have a move left, so he'll just move on up there. Moving on up now. So the Exemplar then moves into the center. I've got one last activation, which is my Initiate here. So I'm going to move the Initiative up, and she's going to throw a Fire Pot at the Exemplar to do nothing. Your dude just like smacks it out the air with his ninja blades. Right, so your Bonehilt Falchion wielding Askurgan Acolyte moves up, and you're going to need 3s with your strength 5. Get them all, because you did use Onslaught to get the extra attacks. So it's going to be 6 damage onto the 8 I already have, taking me to 14. Alright, so end of the round. The Scions of the Flame will score the point. The Curse Blood, Pariah, and an Ascetic all going down in this round, compared to just the Immolator. Quite a convincing round, but it is looking poised to be pretty promising for the Askurgans to get a point next round. Going to priority next. Alrighty, so initiative for the Scions of the Flame. Damn it, no triples in there. That's not what I wanted. Not the highest singles either. Going for the Askurgans would be a double 4, and that's that. Some good singles in there though. Alright, so Wild Dust wise, first of all, Lauren has gone and spent 2 of hers to make a double 5, double 6. You're then going to try and roll either 1 or 2 now. No, that's a 4. So I am not going to get the chance to use the Demonic Power. However, 2d6 damage now, so roll 2 dice for me. And that's how many wounds that Askurgan is. He will take 7 wounds now. And Demonic Power can no longer be used, as the gods no longer view us as worthy. And so even after all that spending, Lauren still has 2 singles to my 1 after I make a double 4. So it is going to be priority for the Askurgans in the last round. Alright, so you're going to go with your Bonehilt Fashion. You've used a double for Onslaught, so... not the greatest roll, so you'll do 1 hit. Going again though, that'll be another, so that'll be 6 wounds on me. Which will be enough, because I've got 14. That'll be enough to take me down. Alright, so my Fireborn moves up. I'm using a double for Onslaught. I need 4s. There'll be 2 and the crit, so it'll be 8 damage on him. So just 3 wounds left on your Exemplar. What is he going to do? Is he going to run away like a coward? And so, to stop losing the game there, Lauren will now score the point because the round will essentially be over. I'm not going to get enough damage on them to kill either one of them. You've used with your Askurgan Exemplar, you used a double for a rush to essentially just bolt out of there. I can't get within range of my only flame pot user, which, if he didn't have any doubles, probably could have got in range and probably had a shot at it. But that means the game will end at 2-2 and a draw.